A quick update today on helium and where we're at. Things have taken off from the lows about 100% in a very short time, just around 2 weeks. I wanted to go over the local count we have going on here. If we go down to the 4-hour, you can see we made a contracting diagonal here, a 5-wave pattern all comprised of zigzags into our first initial 1-2, and since then we have been building a series of 1-2s for what is a triple 1-2 off the lows. And now we are in our main third wave of this move, either completing it here at $5.50 or we are moving up a bit more to the $6 range and the top of this channel before we see that wave 4 pullback, which shouldn't be too deep. If we take a look at fibs, say it comes up to the $6 range, we'll pull back some more, most likely here to the mid-range of the channel, back around $5.50. And from there we should see our final 5th wave up into potentially the value area high as $8. Doesn't have to come that high. We could see 6, 6.5, 7, but I am expecting to have more exact targets once this wave 3 is complete and we start to see a consolidation and a slight pullback for our wave 4. And once that full 5-wave move is complete, we should have our main first wave impulse completed, and we should see a larger pullback, which would take us around, say we come up to the $8 range, toggle on our wave 2 targets. We could see back around $5 at that point, as low as 4 in a worst case scenario. And that's what I have for us on the most local immediate term. And just to remind you, this would create a much larger wave 3 that would propel us and be the beginning stages of the altcoin market bull run. And if we just take a quick look at our other confluent factors with this, we have Bitcoin in a very similar channel already, starting its wave 4 pullback, which I'm expecting it to come touch this bottom channel, if not very close. As you can see, we have the 236 here that hasn't been touched, and the 382 right below. Common wave 4 targets. We also have a large monthly point of control, support resistance flip area right around that 3.382 level as well, from which we should see our final 5-wave move to cap off Bitcoin as well before we see a larger pullback. No telling how high the 5-wave move will go yet, but it most likely will sweep 72K at a bare minimum to take the liquidity at that range. As you can see here, unfinished business level, all the final stops remaining up here. We may see a sweep of the all-time high before actually coming down. And again, that would look like a larger 1-2 before continuation. On total 3, this is the total market cap of altcoins. As best I can see it, now this technically can't be counted as effectively as other coins, but we are in a very time consuming, which has been 130 days now at this point, and very large pullback of around 35% to retest this zone right here that we have entered. Now it did hit the 382 level on fib, which is a rather shallow target for a wave 2, but it is also respected and common, as we have seen the same thing in Bitcoin. On the larger macro sense, both of these wave 2s were very shallow. In a very bullish market, it is expected to be that way. And if you look at the RSI, we have pulled back and reset plenty to continue the trend upwards. And also, as you can see, the median line of this RSI we have rejected from, which is just a simple support resistance flip area retesting, and I expect continuation to the upside, as this pattern looks fairly simple, fairly long in duration, and deep enough to have completed, as most altcoins have been efficiently wiped out. Helium is also overbought on the daily, but that doesn't mean we won't see higher highs and bearish divergence form before we actually see a pullback. Again, I am expecting in this range between $6.50 up to as high as $8 before we see our first actual pullback. Which again, if you got in anywhere near the lows, say you bought in at 320, if we really went up to $8, that would be a 150% gain, which is quite impressive. And Helium has also been the largest gainer this week in crypto by far. And that is just a quick update for Helium today, and I will check back in with you guys as we approach the $6.50 to $8 levels and update you. Have a good one.